Have you ever seen such an audacious 80-year-old man? At his age, he still has a flight attendant girlfriend on his private jet, engages in high-speed car races and skydiving. Basically, the more thrilling it is, the more he wants to conquer it. Even when attending court, the judge waits until he finishes his coffee before daring to speak. The old man's name is Edward, a billionaire suffering from a terminal illness. At this moment, he was very unhappy because his head had been shaved and he was about to go into surgery. What made him even angrier was that there was a roommate in his hospital room. Despite owning the hospital himself, he couldn't get a private room, though he couldn't blame anyone else for that. Unlike Edward, this roommate named Carter was just an inexperienced auto mechanic, but he loved reading. The biggest difference was that Carter's family visited him at the hospital every day and brought homemade meals. This made Edward, who had undergone surgery without any family visiting, extremely jealous. But the proud billionaire refused to admit his vulnerability. Two strangers from different social classes, brought together by the same illness, had a chance to experience life together. That day, Edward's private doctor came to check his recovery and confirm the chemotherapy procedure, enthusiastically encouraging him. As the doctor left the room, Carter called out to ask about his own condition, but the doctor told him to see his own attending physician and showed no interest in helping him. Obviously, in this doctor's eyes, there was a distinction between wealthy and poor patients, but in the face of illness, everyone is treated equally. In the hospital room, the two men, sharing the same affliction, began tentatively chatting. Edward asked Carter how the chemotherapy felt, while Carter curiously asked Edward why he had brought a coffee machine into the hospital room. Their conversation went off in all directions, but at least they had someone to talk to. That evening, after finishing chemotherapy, Edward had his assistant prepare a lavish dinner, and while eating, he bragged to Carter. But soon, all the finest cuisine in Los Angeles ended up in the toilet. The side effects of chemotherapy made Edward tremble in pain at times and vomit until dizzy at others. Only when chatting with Carter did his suffering ease a little. They shared stories of their upbringing and marriage experiences. Edward was fortunate to have wealth, yet he had been married 4 times and faced his hospital bed alone. Carter, though accompanied by his family, was full of regret. In his youth, he had given up his dreams for his family, and now, at the end of his life, all he could do was sigh.